In today's video, we're checking out a massive superhero pack for Fisk's superhero mod, and these suits are really interesting, so let's jump right in. The first one is Doctor Strange. So if we equip our little shield, shaders make it really hard to see, but the shield is definitely there, I promise you. You can just about make it out. And then obviously we have the spell wheel, so we have duplication spell, earth swallowing spell, atmospheric spell, and the whip spell, and the whip is always pretty cool. You can see it casts out a little whip, and of course, with Doctor Strange and its magic cape, you can fly. It's pretty quick. It's just normal flying speed, I'd say. Maybe slightly faster. Next up, we have Gwenpool. Now, Gwenpool doesn't really do much, from what I can tell. When you punch, it says BAM, so it's a really cool comic effect. But apart from that, there's not much else. Gwenpool doesn't really do much. Maybe not worth checking out or using if you're in a bind. Next up is Spider-Woman. So we have a super high jump, and if you've ever watched one of these videos before from anyone who's covered a superhero pack, you'll know how to do web swinging. And that's probably the favorite part of basically any of these Spider-Man packs, is that you can just web swing. It's a good time, and you can get some good speed as well. Then you have the web shooters, which is your typical which is typical impact web and sticky web, and also slow motion vision if you need to slow down time and make a few other shots. So next up, we have a alternate Spider-Man costume, Bombastic Batman, and he looks pretty cool, and it has all the same abilities. It's just got some web shooter stuff. You can web swing, web zip, and of course you have the slow motion as well. And now this one isn't one I'm overly familiar with. This is Silk, and this is apparently part of the Spider-Man pack as well. So you have a bit more speed, you got a super jump, you have a web claw, which looks pretty cool. And then obviously you have your slow motion, web zip, and your shooters as well. But this is the coolest bit, the web claw. That's really cool. So next up is the character that you can see on the thumbnail, but with a slightly different outfit. This is Wolverine, and well, he only really has one ability, and that's you can toggle the claws, and you can see they're 3D. If you go into the first person view, you can see they're kind of like Silk's claw, but there's 3 of them. That's basically it, and let's see how much damage they do. Let's bring a villager in, let's bring the claws out. They can 2-hit a villager. Pretty powerful. Wolverine is actually pretty epic. Comes with some super speed and a slight super jump, but nothing spectacular. Moving on, we have Batman in blue. The blue colorway is actually really nice, and there's some cool abilities with this one. So obviously, Batman comes with the usual batarangs, which you can just launch anywhere, the smoke pellets, and the freeze grenade, which is a staple of the Batman abilities. And you also have a kryptonite ring, which I assume if you're facing off against a Superman will be super effective, but I can't seem to see it. Just gotta trust it's there, I guess. So you may be wondering where the ice comes from. I'm gonna show you the explosion that just happened. I'm not quite sure how it happened, but I think it's something to do with Batman's ability. You can, if you shift and right click, it throws the ice bomb, because I did not remove it from my hotbar and I didn't toggle the utility belt, so I may have accidentally blowed up a few things, but that's fine. So moving on, we have Miss Martian. Again, not too familiar with Miss Martian. However, this costume is insane. Like, this character looks amazing. So we can fly, do all the usual stuff, and then we can shapeshift. I'm not quite sure how I shapeshift into the zombie, but zombie is above my head. We haven't changed, but it's fine. So we have intangibility, which is a similar effect to vision. You've seen in the hero battles I've done previously with Ghostly. Very effective. You can just fly through everything. Easy peasy. Next, let's turn that off. We have invisibility, and instead of it being like a shadow or like an outline, you are just completely vanished. It's probably more effective than an invisibility potion. And finally, last but certainly not least, we have the telekinesis grab. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, villager. So next up, we have Thomas Wayne's Batman. And unlike our friendly Batman over there, this is a no-nonsense Batman. We have dual Desert Eagles, and Batman is out for blood. He's not happy, and he's taking the law into his own hands. But this time, he's not scared to take a few people out. My aim is atrocious, Batman's aim will be better, I'm sure. But we'll ignore that bit.
This villager will live one more day.
And then obviously we have the utility belt as per normal. Let me just take off these. We have the freeze grenade, batarang, and the smoke pellets as well. Just your typical Batman stuff. Moving on, we have Batwoman. Batwoman's a really cool alternative. And again, just the utility belt, the same stuff. The batarangs are always a cool feature. And you can glide as well, just like all the other Batman characters. With the capes, Batwoman can indeed glide as well. And the outfit's really cool. I like the red colorway that Batwoman has. And this glide is so much fun as Batman or Batwoman. Next up, we are taking a look at Supergirl. And we can't look at a Supergirl pack without bringing out a few villagers to test our abilities on. So we have a toggle for super speed. And we can make it slightly faster, but not overly. Oh, obviously we can fly. That's a given, and the flight is pretty powerful. But we can take it all the way up to about 115 kilometers, up to level 3, and then we obviously had level 1 and level 2. But level 3 is where it's at. I'm going to talk about that super speed. It's a bit too much. Then we have the heat vision, which we charge up. Oh my god, that does insane damage. And then we have the slow motion vision, which, you know, not really useful. And then super spit, which is a really interesting ability. I didn't realize that Supergirl was a llama. So next up, we have probably my favorite character of the pack, Harley Quinn. If we press C, we bring out a massive mallet, which this village is going to meet their untimely fate. It also looks like we're skating as well, which is really cool. And we pick up speed the more we go. That's neat. I actually didn't realize that Harley Quinn did that. Oh. Oh no. That mallet does so much damage. I didn't realize it did that much damage. Oh, that poor villager. But you can equip and unequip, and then obviously you have the skates, but it doesn't really do much else. I just like the aesthetic. And honestly, the giant hammer is really cool. Now moving on, we have Red Sun Superman. And it's just the same as Supergirl. You have your heat vision, and instead of the spit, for some reason, you have freeze breath, which charges up and does a bit of damage. We won't test it on the villager. We won't subject the villager to that. And obviously, you have your super speed, and as Superman, you have a flight as well. Next up, we have a really unsuspecting hero, just Blue Beetle. So if we hit G, you can see the insane transformation, and let's see that from the front as well, because that is sick. Look how cool that is, and the mask and the eyes and the 3D models around the head, that's really cool. But not only do we have the cool transformation, we also have a really cool windshield that you can see at the front. You're slow when you use it, however. Look how cool that looks. That looks insane. And the transformation as well is amazing. And then we also toggle the blades, which, you know, do a little bit of damage. And they look cool. But that's pretty much it for Blue Beetle. Then last, but certainly not least, is Ash Williams from The Evil Dead. Again, one I'm not overly familiar with. However, we have a chainsaw. And that's like the coolest thing. And that's kind of all I care about for this. We have a chainsaw, and let's put the chainsaw away, it's really loud. We have a gun, and we can aim, and we can fire. It's like a cool bolt action. Let's see if we can get a front view of that. Yeah. So it's a dual barrel shotgun, and then the chainsaw. It's really cool. It's really cool. This is a cool character. I love the outfit as well. The design on this is insane, and the chainsaw model is really cool. The shotgun model is cool as well. But honestly, the chainsaw model is probably my favorite part. Okay, that was the Scarred Hero Pack for Fisk Superhero Mod. If you want me to check out more of these, let me know in the comments what pack I should check out next. Me and Ghostly will have some collabs coming out in the near future, so keep your eyes peeled for those as well. Thanks for watching, subscribe, become a member, and I'll see you in the next video.